and I'm trying to get information on all the perpetrators. Okay, like, how do you know who really did this unless we can truly identify how many people were there? Okay, and even FBI just the other day released that, you know, one of the really good profilers kind of was honest on TV that they don't really know how many perps. They don't have evidence of the number of perps, okay? What they have is the blatant evidence from the front door camera person. That's their evidence, how this profiler was talking the other night. And I can understand that. However, the great thing about clairvoyance and mediumship, we can bypass this sort of roadblock of not having evidence, and we can just go straight to spirit and ask for that truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So that's how I am trying to identify how many people really pulled this off. And let's not leave anyone out, because when justice is to come, fair enough, let it fall on the shoulders that deserve it. So I'm going right into this because I'm going to try to just keep it simple. But, oh, geez. Okay, yeah, it's going to be kept simple, but I got to warn you. It looks like my recording on the vehicle, okay, is 46 minutes. I'm going to just be playing it. I'm going to just let it run. Thank you for being part of TikTok. This will most likely intertwine with some of the activity that went on at location number 1, where Nancy was kidnapped, and I believe her official address was 5820 North Camino, Escalante. Now, in my other videos, there were a few videos that I don't know where I got the address from, but it was coming up because we were kind of blocked from seeing it. I don't know why that was, but in any case, I finally discovered the real address. So if you've seen some of my videos where I'm mentioning East Skyline, we know that she's not living on East Skyline. Why I'm mentioning it is one very important part about driver, vehicle, and route. We got to know where they took her. Got to know the direction they went in. Which area did they really drive to deposit her in the next location? So that's what I'm trying to really hammer out here. So this 46-minute part of the reading, I'm pretty sure it's going to intertwine what was coordinating between perp 1 in the house, perp 2 in the house, 2 people always in the house. Perp 3 is on comms, coordinating the car. We just did the recording on the driver. So for anybody that wants the description on this, I have given it on the last TikTok live. So, and it will be up on YouTube. So sorry, these are long, but it at least is going to give people a great picture of the way this was synchronized, coordinated. And let's just again point the finger at the appropriate number of people.
It would be so easy, and they failed to estimate health concerns. The way they're showing this to me, these people thought of many levels, including never having other cars close to this vicinity. They were never gonna, because there are too many front door cameras. And what's interesting about Nancy's house, I finally saw one video where you could actually see the street and a really good perspective of the street, because hey, some streets have S-curves and some are windy and some turn corners, you know. When you look down her street, they were only showing one way, but it is a dead straight road. Yeah, so you can't have a car. Like, you can't have a car on the side of that road. It's the road in and out. Yeah. It's the road in and out. So, and it's it straight. There's nowhere to hide on that road. No one parked on that road waiting. Okay, so that's really being confirmed when I'm seeing this, that no. They knew that only one car came in. And honestly, like, I have to wonder if it's not a normal sized car. I feel like these people do not travel in a normal sized car. I can't place what type of vehicle this is. I'm not hearing the specific model, but I'm going to at least say this is not an average sized car. This would be minimum SUV size. And like spacious though, like spacious. And yeah, you know, man, I would love to frickin' know if they really are pulling any camera footage off of Google. There was some sort of hope that even though the camera out front was screwed around with, that Google might still have had access to images. Maybe. I don't know if that's really true, but would love to be the fly on the wall on that night out that front door, because like, I just don't think she was standing. I don't think they walked her out of there. Everyone's speculating that she must have been walked over that front threshold. Forensic people believe the blood that dropped on the front doorsteps came somehow from respiratory. There's a certain way to look at blood, and their take was it could have come out of the nose, for instance. So they're wondering if she walked out, because if it was coming from the nose, it would need to have dropped straight down for it to make that blood pattern that it made. So there's great mystery around that. Could she have just walked out of there? Would they have just, walked her out of there? When I'm all of a sudden just feeling what's going on at the front with the car, with the vehicle rather, I'll just say vehicle. This is not a light model vehicle. This is not a light colored car. I feel like they're choosing a car that is also going to be hidden in the night. Yeah. With a color that is not like, oh, look at that.
Thank
There's
you.
this great silver car
Thank
going
you.
down the road at like 2:45. I wonder if it's them. It's just not like they thought of the color of the
Thank
car.
you.
Quite frankly, when I'm looking at the logistics of how they're moving her off the property. Okay, it reminds me of a vehicle. What they're showing me is whatever it is, and I am not good at car models of any type. Trust me on that. But I will describe that when I see the back of this vehicle, I am seeing a silver handle.
Thank you.
That is, when I'm looking at it from the back, as if I want to open the back, I am seeing that it's got one of these long, horizontal doors.
Yeah.
And there is a silver handle on the left side of that door. So, however this vehicle is opening up for people who are standing behind it, I feel that they can open that on one swing. It just swings open. It's not a bifold door of any type. It's one swinging door. And the seats are gone in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, there's two seats removed in the back is what I'm getting a feeling of. And I'm gonna, like, no one is talking about, okay, whenever anybody's speculating what's going on with this, whether it's psychic, medium, whoever, investigator, any everyone, you know, no one's talking, like, they might be, of course, hoping for
Dishes.
prints on the driveway from the vehicle.
My
The
friends
FBI
do
is
dishes.
really hoping.
On the tape.
But I don't think they had huge details on that that could confirm anything for tires.
Only one set of tire tracks, but barely, said the FBI on the driveway.
I don't mean to cut in, but I find that interesting. Like, you know, the seats being removed, and you know, you've got Nancy and two perpetrators that could easily lay down and hide. So anybody that's, you know, the only person if they're ever to look at cameras and see the vehicle, it would just be that one person. The driver. Exactly. Okay, exactly. Exactly. And this is the thing that I keep seeing about this driver. Like, like even in the little hints when I've done the other readings to kind of say, wait. If we've got only two perps in the house, and I'm saying that third perp is the communications dude that isn't in the house. He's the one smart enough. He's never coming through this house, okay? He's not coming near the body. He's not part of the removal of her. No way. He's just talking over those comms, telling people what to do, and I swear he's the one coordinating a driver. But I swear, every time I see this, the two people in the house, they're not the ones driving. They're not the ones driving. They're the ones that have to lock down what's going on in the house. Like, they have to make sure, and like, I know it sounds funny because she's an 84-year-old lady, but they were not risking only one person taking care of this inside the house. They're not even underestimating that she could have caused a problem. Okay, like, as an 84-year-old woman, she still could have, like, they're looking at her as she could still cause problems. So how do we make sure she's not causing problems? Swear to God, they sedated her. Like, that's one way. And there's no way she is sitting up in the front seat being taken out of there. So, going back to this driver, because I'm even saying, I swear to God, this driver doesn't even get out of the car. It is not his mission to help carry the body. He's not coming around the back to help you open the door. That dude isn't even looking behind himself, okay? When I see him in that vehicle, he's not even looking at them. He knows he has to keep looking forward to make sure nothing the freak is happening out there. So this guy is dark hair. Call me nuts. I know it's like 2 a.m. or 2:45 by now, but that dude has got sunglasses on. That dude has glasses on. That dude has, like, dark shades on. That's how much he's, like, not gonna, like, he is not being seen, okay? So he might have been hired. He might know to show up for these dudes, but he's not looking at the body. He's not watching you put it in the car. He is smart enough to be watching forward. And she actually has a circular driveway. So all they have to do is pull in one side, stop so that the back of that vehicle is as close to her door as possible. You still have to walk her over a bit of the garden lacking flower area. Like, there's just a little step in there before you get to the circular driveway. And the circular driveway lets you hit the street again. And the great thing about that circular driveway is there's a portion of it that is barricaded by trees. You can't see all of that driveway from the street. You can't. So all that driver has to do is, like, just put the back door, line it up close enough that they don't have to take too many steps. They could just get her in the back. And it's a wide enough vehicle, you know. This is not, I don't know if it's, you know what, all of a sudden I'm hearing all terrain. zones are. Like, because I'm not getting this feeling like it's a, geez, what kind of trucks are all-terrain? Or what kind of SUV size or up are considered all-terrain? Because this is not a huge vehicle. In saying that, and hearing that, this is still not a huge, freaking huge vehicle. Like, it kind of reminds me of the size of the SUVs that the cops took me out in. Okay, now that I'm kind of like getting a feel for like what size is this? Maybe that's what I'd do. Ask Wayne if he remembers like what were the vehicles.
Up here, cop
they took me out in
SUVs
as,
are
like, just a
Ford.
pack. I don't know if it's fair to say SUV. It's not like a little Honda CRV. It's not that size. It's like it's wide. I feel it's a dark colored model because they just want it fading into the night. Like the best it fades into the night, the better. So that makes a lot of sense. They don't want anything about this standing up, or standing out rather. And again, going back to this driver, swear to God, like even he is, I want to say there's something clean about him, and this also seems like a Hispanic person because I feel like the color of skin is not Caucasian, and it does feel like more of the olivey skin that it's non-Caucasian, and yeah. You know what? The car isn't that, like the vehicle that they used, it really does look very different inside than you would think it does from the outside. So they truly had it, it was somehow modified on the inside. It really was. Like it's weird. It's almost like they knew it was going to be a kidnap vehicle. Yeah. So they really did have to make a modification. And well, that's a great question. You know what? That's a great question. Because it's so dark. Oh, that's it. I know, it's so dark, and that's a great question. I almost want to say yes, because it's just so, like, everything about it is, and it just steals away into the night. It just steals away in the night. And I just want to see where it's stealing away into the night, because I swear they go north. I don't think her street is on a north-south axis. I believe it's on an east-west. So for seeing her street go off into the distance, I believe it's either an east or west direction in that case.
Might not be. I had the wrong address when
I could be totally wrong, but I believe that's the case because her street name is East.
Yeah, that was
Skyline.
wrong. I was given the wrong address, so that's not the correct address.
I believe if that's the name of the street, I believe.
Her address is 5820 North Camino, Escalante.
I do hear that they ultimately go north.
And
Like,
from
I
her
really feel that
driveway,
again here.
they turn right,
If they,
coming out, and then go north. That's what I'm
but
saying.
it makes me wonder if they really did go. I think they drove in the circular driveway at one side. Of course, came out the other side. And when they came out of the driveway, I believe they turned right on our street. I get this impression they didn't go left. Okay, so however they came in to that circular driveway, whether they came in on the left side, whether they came in on the right side, because you can take that from two sides, whatever side they came in, that driver was keeping his eyes peeled on the road. So he could see the road, he could see the driveway, and whenever they came out, they turned right. So wherever that goes, that's what I'm seeing. They turned right. I get the feeling that they turned right, and something's blocking me from seeing anything on the left, as if to say, don't even look there. They went right. Like, I'm not even getting, are you sure? Like, I want to go, are you sure they didn't go left? What's over there? It's like I'm almost getting sick when I look left. For some reason, it's sort of like, it's not the direction. I almost get it so strong in me. That's so weird. They went right. And then however they would go north from there, I feel like that's what's gone on there. Okay, whoa, man. Whoa. Does it feel heavy?
Okay, so that is starting to repeat what I just put on my previous video. So I'm going to leave it like that because that is all the information I have on vehicle. That's it. Modified. It's got a silver handle. So to me, it does look old, and it is the type, it's not the type of handle that you put your hand under and click and lift. Not that type of handle. Okay. When you're looking at the back of a vehicle, it's going to be a wide door, which, you know, could be maybe a Ford, who knows? But there's a silver handle. I could just see it. And it's just the type that's like, if this is the door, like the handle's just, you know, down here, right? On just below the level. So, you know, I also said in this reading, I don't think it's a light colored vehicle. I could be totally wrong. I just feel like they didn't want it to be seen in the night. So I know that the police said that they have video of a white SUV size vehicle definitely speeding somewhere through Nancy's vicinity. And honestly, it might even be the exact correct time. So I don't know what to say about that. I definitely feel they would have been extremely cautious. In fact, I don't know why I didn't play on this. What I also see about the vehicle is you have to think of this. Okay, I think they've modified it. The seats are out. Okay, so they can slide Nancy and perp 1 and perp 2 in the back. Okay, however it's done. Because what I feel is where the driver is situated, of course, in the front driver's seat, I don't believe anyone's in the passenger seat. I believe he is the only person in the front of the vehicle. And what I believe is there is a barrier right behind that driver. Okay, so I don't care what's going on in the back seat, but they have that closed off. Okay, you're not seeing behind the driver at all into that back area. So that is something that I distinctly saw in the reading, distinctly. So please keep that in mind, that this is modified so that even if they were in the stillness and the darkness of the night, and you know, they were heading for a highway. Okay, they can't account for who else is on the road. That's going to be a variable. You're never going to be able to plan a crime according to who do you think's coming around at 3 a.m. Well, there could be people still coming off from parties or work or whatever it might be. However, so think of it. If they're driving, well, the back is covered. It's secured. It's light tight. You can't see in the back. So they're safe. No one's seeing Nancy from looking through windows. They're not being able to do that. Okay, but what happens if you're driving, you know, and there's a car coming at you? All of a sudden you got headlights, right? Very easy to at least see who's in the front if headlights are that close to you in pitch black especially. So there's no way they are risking anyone seeing past that driver. Okay, so that vehicle does have like a cabbie screen, but it's not see-through. Okay, it is, in fact, it made me feel like it was soundproofed. It really made me feel like The back of that vehicle may very well have been soundproofed in some manner, minimally. And that's really all I got on that vehicle. They were protecting who could see in it. They were protecting sound, just in case. I think it's black, but you know, might be that white one. They definitely didn't want the vehicle to look obtrusive. They were like, how do we get away with this? I don't know if it's the white vehicle. I don't know what to think, but if, you know, I'm sure the cops can follow up on that. But that's as much as I've got right now on the vehicle. And with respect to route, I just want to put it in here. My sister ended up doing a reading off of the same teacup that I did with my friend. I was almost afraid to wash the teacup away the first reading I did for Nancy. There was just so much information in there, and that video is up on my YouTube. It's silent. I don't say a word. I just scan through the whole teacup. So if there are any readers or mediums that want to take a look at that, I would say don't look too long into it. It wasn't full of great things. It was really tragic what we were seeing. And I said on the other video, it put me out for a good week. Like, it was like, oh man, it was too much for me to be able to be seeing that. So let's see if we can solve some crimes. Like, this just seems beyond senseless that Nancy Guthrie had to go through this tragedy. And I know people keep thinking, is it Annie, is it Tommaso? I'm swearing it's not any of the family members. And I believe perp 3, though, if perp 3 knows any of the family, perp 3 knows Savannah and Michael without them knowing it. So I'm not suggesting that they even know who did this, because I really don't feel family is cluing in yet. But this is someone from Michael's past. And I'm just going to keep adding the clues up. Now, for people that jump over on my TikTok, from TikTok rather to YouTube, I still have to keep saying I really appreciate the comments that are coming in. Some people from the region are clarifying things I would never be able to know. And I really do see a lot of people, as they're following me, they're like, what about the FBI? And I just want to say what really happened with the FBI. Okay, from the first visitation that I got on March 26th, where Nancy truly was in my bedroom giving me the information, it weighed on me sincerely and severely at that time. I believe it was within a week. I was at my mom's place and I was like, you know, I think I'm going to call the FBI. It's just freaking me out that, like, I do get visitations. I take them very, very seriously. And this is not the first time I've tried to help on missing persons. And I've got a really, thank God, I've got a really good track record of getting the right information. Okay. And none of you even know that about me, because you've only met me now. I've had 30 years at this, 30 years in the public doing this. And for 16 years out of 30, I have been working for free on missing persons cases across Canada. And they are tragic and they are sad. And I am wearing red this week because here in Canada, it's Red Dress Day tomorrow on May 5th. And it is honoring the number of people Canada has lost in its Indigenous communities. Women, men, children, transgender, every type of level of pain they are suffering through this. So, you know, I've really been looking at the perpetrators, by the way, and my sister and I really did recognize in one of the readings that, and the reading that's put up on the screen on my YouTube, one of these perps, and I have to wonder if it's perp number 2. Okay. We really see that one perp genuinely knows they did the wrong thing. you know, this Mexican woman talked everybody into this, okay? It was, oh, sure, how easy is this going to be? It wasn't. And I feel that one of the perps did not enjoy witnessing the debauchery of just little things that happen with Nancy. Because where I see it, really seriously, I was afraid to say anything in the beginning, because in one way you don't want to call death, okay? Mediums don't want to call death. But this is what mediums should be able to do. If you already know that someone is deceased, like you want to check on a father that's passed or an uncle, anyone, honestly, sincerely, a good medium should at least be getting how that person died. Not all the time. I might not get how they died all the time, but I'm going to say, like, it's probably 8 times out of 10 that I'm precisely getting how they died, okay? Because when you die, that is a truth. The way that you died is a truth that is registered in the Akashic records. It is that's where we go and get our information from, okay? So I just feel it's so sad because honestly, the way I've looked at this, I truly now believe that Nancy tried to prevent leaving the home and was willing to die for it. And the fact that they still got her out of the home, I feel, is a testament to the fact that they had 2 people in the home that were able to do that. Okay, that was not a 1-person job. That was a 2-person job. Okay, so, and then, you know, the woman that's involved in this, if you haven't watched my other videos, when my sister and I did the reading on this, we're rather disturbed the most by the woman. We're really disturbed by her because my sister actually thinks she might even have a type of nursing registration in the US, and I believe there's more than one, my sister had said, and she thought it was under the category of VPN. And we both feel that Nancy was sedated. So, okay, like this is why I'm doing so many videos. Like, and I would love your comments as the public. If anybody's been following this with just regular media, what the police are saying, if that's all you're going on, okay? If you hadn't seen my videos yet, where do you think you would be if you're only watching what the media is reporting? Because the FBI is going, well, we only have 1 suspect. There's evidence of only 1 person. Well, I got 5 and I want their phone numbers, okay? So who's solving this, And okay, going back to the FBI, I did call, just so you all know, and I really appreciate all the comments. Like, I really, really, really do. And anyone on my YouTube channel, I gotta say, it's like, before I started the true crime, I only had 12 subscribers. So we can really see that true crime is quite a genre now, because I've gone from 12 subscribers to almost 900 in only the time I've been on Nancy Guthrie. So I really appreciate that, and I'm thinking of quitting my day job. Well, I can't quit my day job because too many people need me for readings. But you know what I would do if my YouTube channel busted up in the way that some people say it can? What do you think I would do with that? I would be out searching, and I would be starting my own teams to go search for anyone I had time to go search for, because that is what I do in my spare time here in Canada. I'm kind of creepy that way. I've gone digging for Marilyn and Neely. There's been many times that we've literally been using our own hands to dig for missing people. So I am dedicated to that, and that's all I can say, okay? So if you want to watch the other videos, they're all on YouTube. TikTok has a lot of them. They're shorter, but they're there. And I'm actually compiling something for the FBI again, because the first time I called him, it was only after the visitation. And if you've watched if you've never heard of this yet, very good if you could watch part 1, the visitation, because that's where all of this begins. I was not trying to look for Nancy Guthrie, but the first visitation gives clues as to where she is buried. If you're from Arizona or Tucson area, I would love your comments and input. And that was the only information at the time I gave to the FBI. They did take my report, but it kind of went like this, like, oh, hello, do you have a tip? Yes, I do, but it's a clairvoyant mediumship tip. Are you taking those today? Yeah, we can take any tips. Okay, well, I could hear the person taking the information, and I'll go through it. I think Nancy was taking 23 minutes from her home, and I've had the wrong address on some of my videos. So we got to recalibrate. 23 minutes from North Camino, Escalante, 5820. And if the driver and the vehicle turn right out of that driveway, I still don't know exactly what direction that is, but somebody did mention it on my YouTube. So wherever they first went, they turned right. And then wherever they went, I believe they ended up on East Orange Grove Road. However they got from Nancy's, going right out of her driveway, spinning around, I don't know. But I'm telling you, they ended up on East Orange Grove Road. And at that point, when I see that, the maps, you are turning west on East Grove. And if you follow that all the way out, you are hitting Highway 77 and Highway 80. And those are my instincts. I believe she was taking up that highway to location number 3. I'm calling the vehicle location number 2 because there could be major amounts of DNA in there. And location 3 would be where they attempted to hold her for ransom. And then I believe it went really, really wrong within 3 to 4 days max, where once again, I truly believe that Nancy made a decision. I'm going to end this myself because I keep reiterating that the family is not involved in this, and what Nancy was aware of while in their captive. She was aware that these people did know her family, that they were really targeting the family, and Nancy did not want her family to pay. And Nancy did not want these people winning. So that's why I couldn't do anything for about a week on this, because that really hurt me. Like, to try to solve a crime is one thing, and I'm getting the details. But when I pieced that together, it was very tragic, because I personally do feel this woman was strong enough to say twice, not once, twice to these people. And think of that strength. Would